Okay. So, we are going to do right triangle tricks. So let's just talk about some right triangles. So, here we go. Let's say, I did this last period, and I hope it works better because there's a lot of people missing. So, we're going to go like such and bring it this way so the microphone is facing towards me. Winterly! Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I want, if I give you this and this, that's all I give you, I want you to find all 6 trig functions. What's our 6 trig functions? Sine of theta, cosine of theta, tangent of theta, as you brought up as well, cosecant, that's a bigger C, of theta, secant of theta, and cotangent of theta. Right? Any questions? What am I missing, though? I'm missing a side, right? How could I find that side? Good old Pythagoras is my friend. Okay? So, I know I'm going to call him x just for a minute. X squared plus 15 squared equals 17 squared. Because of my last class, I know that 17 squared is 289, which I got. I just was a little hesitant on. X squared is 64. X is what? Plus or minus 8, right? Want to always be aware of the minus, but should I have a minus up there? Because there's not really such thing as a negative side on the triangle. Agreed? Okay. In a while, we will have negative 8 there, depending on which quadrant we're sitting in. Okay, so we're not there yet. Okay. Could now I do all 6 trig functions because I have all 3 sides of the triangle? Remember, sine is so. Right? So, what is so? Opposite over hypotenuse. So if I'm standing here, that's where theta is at. That's where I'm standing, right? This side would represent my opposite. What if I'm standing up here? Who's my opposite? Hey, depends on where I'm standing as the opposite. But this is always my hypotenuse, right? Sometimes I get kids that say this is your adjacent because it is next to that angle, isn't it? But what is that side always? Hypotenuse because it's opposite of the 90-degree angle. Agreed? Okay. So opposite over hypotenuse. Boom. Pretty simple, huh? Nothing really hard about that, right? What about cosecant? 1 over that, which is what though? Just 17 over 50. Correct? Any questions there? Cosine. Adjacent over hypotenuse in this case is 8 over 7. Tangent. Opposite over 6. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Dang good donuts at Cowboy Donuts. Not just donuts.
Where is that?
In Spanish Fort.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't go down there. Mrs. Courtney Johnson, who is next year's principal at the old Cedar Valley, I did her a favor, so she's off.
Hey, I'm gonna be crazy if you didn't Yeah.
Secant would be then what? 17 over 8, and this would be 8 over 50. Any questions there? Pretty simple. Yes, do you have a question? Oh, okay. You guys know you guys get to hear about a killer squirrel today.
What is that?
We're going to about killer squirrel. Everybody knows about a killer squirrel.
No.
You guys don't know about a killer squirrel?
No.
What kind of camp story did you guys been told?
Oh,
I don't know, it's not really, I just made it up.
What
No, not a snipe.
Oh, no. Wow, snipe hunting. That was like, what is it, like, 3rd
Creek in 5th grade?
Yeah, we went like
Yeah.
snipe hunting.
You did?
Yeah, it was great.
Cool you.
Loved that.
All right, let's use this now. Now I give you an angle, but what am I missing? I only have one side, so I can't do Pythagorean to find the other sides, right? I have to use a trig function. Okay. So, which would you guys like to find first, x or y? Does it really matter? No. But by the way, if this is 48 degrees, what would this be? 42, because these should equal 90, right? They're complementary angles. Okay? All right, I'm actually going to stand up here. And the reason being is, because then this becomes my opposite, and this becomes my adjacent, and therefore my unknown is on top instead of my denominator. Does that make sense? So if I'm standing here and this is my opposite, this is my hypotenuse, which is trig function. Tangent, right? Opposite over adjacent. Oh, wow. Yes. Like the tangent, isn't it? Opposite over adjacent. Did I say it? I'm sorry. Adjacent. So these guys don't know that. But. So this is my adjacent. I apologize for that. So opposite over adjacent, which is tangent, correct? You agree? So tangent of 42 is x over 8. How do I go ahead and solve this now? Times the 8 over. Hey, but what do you guys need to do in your calculator? What mode should we be in? This is degree mode because it's an angle measurement in degrees, correct? Let's see how that works. Man, how many eggs do you guys eat in your family?
Me?
Yeah.
No, just try to get like the big carton from Costco.
The big 5 dozener.
Yeah.
You guys have 5 kids or 6 kids?
6. Well, 1
6
in
with
college.
you. Oh yeah, but still 6 in your family.
Yeah.
6 little midgets.
Yeah.
Hey, what is 8 tangent of 42? 7.2. Do I got a second? Yes. All right. First off, let's make sure that answer makes sense. Does everybody agree that it should be 7.2 besides your calculator telling you it is? Does it make reasonable sense? Yeah, because if he's 8, that's 48 degrees. This is 42 degrees. You guys know the rule of triangles that if the opposite side of the smallest angle is the smallest side. So if he's 42, this should be smaller than this angle. And that's that. Do you guys know that? That's why your hypotenuse is always your largest side. Its opposite is always the largest angle. Make sense? Now what could I do? I could do Pythagorean, but I don't want to. Can anybody tell me why I don't want to? Huh? This is an estimate, right? Don't use something again that's already an estimate, because then you're even making it a worse estimate. Does that make sense? So could I stand right here and say, oh, this is opposite over hypotenuse, or adjacent over hypotenuse, depending on what angle I want to stand at? Okay. So I'm going to use this guy because he was given to me, right? So I'm going to say, okay, let's go ahead and use this one though. So that would be the sine of 48 equals 8 over y. How do I get rid of divide by y? Multiply it over, Emily, mouth out. So I have y sine of 48 equals 8. And then what do we do? Divide it. Good. Thank you also, Katie. Plug it in. Should be bigger than 8, huh? 10.77, do we got to agree on that? Okay, so I'm going to just say 10.8. Am I killing you in there? Pretty easy, right? Not too bad? Yes.
So when you
wanted the unknown on top, but here there's no way I could get away with that because you're hypotenuse. Well, it could, but that's like saying, oh, the cosecant of 48 equals y over 8, right? And then I have to times the 8 over. But what is cosecant of 48? So either way, we're solving. Either way, I'm just showing you different ways to think about it. Any questions there? Do I need to do another one of these, or are you still okay? This should be pretty much all reviewed. What happens though, first off, that's a great triangle.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Why?
As soon as I put that sucker in there, what does that mean? It's the right damn triangle. Snap, crackle. I was without even looking, huh? Okay. Now we all should know this other side without even having to do the side right there. The old good 3, 4, 5er, right? Okay. But I want you guys to find that angle. Okay. This is where we use our calculator button, right? That is above sine, cosine, and tangent. That has sine to the -1, cosine to the -1, and so forth. I was always taught it as arc, sine, arc, cosine, arc, tangent. Okay? And I was always written that way. But in our calculator, and even in your book, they write it this way, which I do not like. And here's my reasoning. Can anybody tell me why I don't like this? Inverted. So it is called the inverse, right? But some people think this is equivalent to secant. Because cosine to the -1 jumps the line, changes sign, we should go downstairs, right? But it's not. Okay? What this does is undoes the cosine to just leave us an angle. These will always help us find an angle. Find theta. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? That's their goal. And I'll show you how to do it. Okay. So if we stand here, what if we made a mistake, okay, by finding this side? What if just we happen to make a mistake? Would I want to use it? Once again, sometimes don't use the stuff that was you did, use the stuff that was concrete. You know what I mean? If I'm standing here, what's this side? Opposite. So I'm going to use who? Sine. So sine of theta is 3 over 5. Now if I did cosine of theta, I would have 4 over 5, right? Does that make sense? Now this is where this comes in. I am going to use the inverse sine, or as I call it, the arc sine. And what that does is it gets rid of that, so I just have theta. Okay. So theta is the inverse sine of 3/5. There's only one angle that gives me a sine value of 3/5. That's where we use our machine. There's that machine it. Find it in your machine.
Oh.
And what was it? Yeah? 36.87? Okay. Notice there's only one cosine that gives us 4/5. I'll try you to take the arc cosine and do the same thing because we're standing at the same spot, right? Arc cosine of 4/5. So once again, these help us find an angle. Once again, anybody know exact time when we do that again? Straight up 9:30? All right. Okay, pillar square. Here's my tree. The pine tree, people. Lovely, because killer squirrels live in pine. Okay, so this killer squirrel is not like your any other squirrel. Okay? He is a killer squirrel with superhuman strength. He even has camouflage on. Okay, that's why he's in green. Anyway, with that being said, he's very protective of his trees and his nuts. Okay, very protective. So he had this rock out here. He set this rock out. Okay, And that rock is 90 feet away from his tree. He likes a good radius around it. If anybody comes near, he shoots him with his killer crossbow. Okay? So he just killed somebody last week, and he's like, I'm not prepared. He goes to the local hardware store, and he gets 100 feet of rope. The reason why he needs rope is because he shoots the guy or the lady, whoever, or child, don't keep your skills next to you while you're out in the killer squirrel area. Okay? And then it comes down and it shoots him. And then it's in there, it stabs arrows in it. And he ties the rope to it, and he carries him up, and he's got dead people just sitting up in here. Because he, that's what he does. He wraps them up in his killer squirrel tree.
Aww.
Pretty cool, huh? It's like Rambo's squirrel. Yeah, like, I don't like it. So he buys 100 feet at the old hardware store, and that better be gosh darn 100 feet, because if not, he doesn't have anything to grab on, and the rope's gone, and now the guy's dead, and then people are going to come question. No, they can't see him. It's in camouflage. They're all roped up like tiny, what's up in there? There's holes in my story. Okay, so my question to you is, the killer squirrel did know that his angle of depression is 29 degrees.
My angle of depression is 100. Never mind.
That's sad. Angle of depression is 29 degrees. Does he have enough rope? Did he buy enough rope? So I want to basically find this. Okay, but where is the angle of depression? So here's killer squirrel. We're imagining this is a perfect straight tree, right? And he's looking down right here. So is angle 1 or angle 2 the angle of depression? Because some people put it in the wrong spot. Angle 1 is your angle of depression. If you think about it, I'm looking straight. Then I look down. That creates that angle, right? Does that make sense? Uh-huh.
Oh no.
I did do it. I started it a little bit. So if this guy's 29 degrees, what's this? 61 degrees. By the way, if they ever ask, this is the angle of, anybody know here? Angle of elevation. Because your eyes are elevating up. Does that make sense? Angle of elevation, you're looking and then it'll look up. That angle. Okay? Okay. No, this is angle of depression. But what does these two add up? Because this is a perfect right. This is 61 because if it's a straight up tree and I'm looking out straight, that's perfectly good. So this is angle of depression, which is here, right? But this has to be 60. This right here is an angle of elevation. If they ever say it in a story problem, I'm just not using it right now. I'm just like they might say the angle of elevation to the sun is, you know what I mean? Okay. So I'm standing here. What's this side? Opposite. What's this side? Hypotenuse. So that is sine. So sine of 61 is 90 over x. Solve for x. Ready, set, go. I'll let you try. Killer squirrel story is pretty cool stuff. Come on, man. Did you like the killer squirrel story, Ben? Yeah? Ben liked it. Talked about bovines, killer squirrels. Good question. Let's talk about it. Well, I know the answer. So I'm standing here at 61. No, man. Right here. 29 right here. What do those two add up to be? You get it?
I know how to do that. I'm confused about how it's done. Like,
Okay, I'm standing here. My tree's not very good. What's this side?
that's the
Opposite. What's this side?
hypotenuse.
That's twice.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was like thinking about the 29 and I'm like,
Nope.
oh,
The 29 just helps us find this angle.
Okay.
Right? What'd you get? Oh, dang it. Did he buy enough rope? That guy's withering away by his rock.
Wait, didn't he just need 100 feet?
Well, he bought 100 feet. Did he have enough? Because this length from here to here is 102.
Oh, okay.
So does he have enough?
Okay,
He
no.
can't, no, he's all reaching for it as it's starting. No.
That's
Right?
for him.
Well, I understand, but it. Hold up, I got you. Yeah, but he should have bought 150 feet so that he could wrap them up in a cocoon and put the bodies up in there, right? I mean, really. Work. Okay. How was that? We good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really quick question. Here's a building. That's a radio tower. Okay. So I want to know what the height of this is. Just the radio tower. Yeah. I come out here and I'm 30 feet away from the building and I look up to the top of the building. My angle of elevation is 59 degrees. So then I walk another 20 feet and the angle of elevation to the top is 43 degrees. What's the height of the radio tower? Just the radio tower. How would I go about this? I'm not going to finish it. I wanted to hear you talk about it. Anybody have an idea? Go ahead. No, I don't need the top angle. Don't need that at all. Go ahead, guys. So we have this one big triangle. Okay, so we have that one. So then we find this angle. And then if I take that total distance, subtract that total distance, we'll have the height of the radio tower, right?
Let's put the animals on rampage to figure that out.
Kill a squirrel. Okay, here's your homework. You guys can figure that one out, but there it is right there. This is page 308, 1 through 7, 11, 13, 17 through 29, odd, 43 through 67, odd, and 68. See, Coop?
Hey,
Hey is for horses, but how are you?
Number,
So awkward.
number like, okay.
Did I forget one?
No.
Did I do it wrong? 13.5.
1.65.
Huh? Oh,
1.5
damn.
times
1.3. So is it 83? Is it 80?
84.
See you guys. Huh? Go put it in the basket. 68. 67's on the end, 68's on the bottom. Yes. Remind me and I'll put you in. So 1.35 times by 52080 times by 52080. Good. Divide that by 43560. 864. There it is.
Do you remember the answers?
I do.
Can you just check mine really quick?
I can. Borrow.
Already got it wrong? Oh, okay.
No, thank you. Why so spruce today? Debate? Twirling, spinning. See you. Nine out of 10.
These problems are actually great, by the way.
Huh? Nothing, just mark them wrong. That's all. And then I'll come through and grade them. Just helps me so I don't have to.
Yeah, I'll
English! Hey, look at all these papers just sitting around just for you.
You just pick up one of those.
Hey, the girls last night They didn't think, like, they wasted 20 seconds looking for an open free
At what
at
point?
the end. Like, you know, at the end,
Yeah,
how,
the very end.
We're like,
and
we gotta shoot!
ball, you were like, shoot it, right? It was really up back.
yeah, and then they wasted 20 seconds.
Yeah, that was
Hey, brother, I don't care. You're a good man.
think I'm frustrated. You know, in the softball game, it's 51-4.
My hands are wet. Your hands are wet. We're all wet hands.
In the JV game,
Left-handed.
it's you know, it's pretty close. Like,
Yeah.
last time we played, they only beat us by 10. This time it's like, it's not really hard. Like, how, why is
That
the
trap
sophomore
killed
team
us. That trap.
every single
That trap, like, they dribbled into that trap, like, over and over, and I'm like, what do you keep dribbling in? But it was a good game. I liked it. Did you see my ugly free throw? You missed it.
Oh, I missed it because she made fun. Okay. Did you get the part where she was like, oh, and she skipped it 5 times, the rest of the teenagers had but it was because she told us to turn on music. So I turned on the music. And then Maddie, and the song was she was yesterday, she was like, skip it. And then all song. I was like, excuse me, I like this song. She was like, skip it. So then I skipped it, and it was all like, people were listening to the song, so I skipped that song. And then by the time that happened,
This is helpful. Just somebody left. Hi, Brady. Sorry, brother. Yeah.
But it will take 2 hours instead of the 2.17.
Just mark it wrong and I'll always look at it. So if it's not exactly the same, mark it wrong and then that's where I come in with party. I'm a freak, yeah. I'm a freak today, guys. Yes, thank you. The brain? See how I did that? So proud of me, huh? You're on an adventure. I gotta figure out where she's at, but you're on an adventure. Mom, that song's now in my head. Yeah, I was like, ugh. But I think that's the sloppiest I've ever seen us play.
Yeah.
Like there was lots of turnovers, you know.
We were